Hello guys, I am Luciana, and in today's video I will be answering some of your questions about the process of observing our emotions consciously. Maybe you heard it as emotional integration, breathing through your emotions, whatever it might have been. I know some of you that are trying to practice this at home have a lot of questions, so I wanted to share them with you guys, some of the basic questions that I get the most. Hopefully it will help you. So the process of emotional integration or of observing your emotions is the idea of beginning to go into a state of mindfulness within yourself, within to just feel your emotions, beginning to embrace all those things that are constantly moving inside of you, the irritation, the feeling of rejection. Sometimes it just feels like a block inside, you don't even know what it is. But instead of allowing those things to lead your life and fully have power over your life, you begin to go within yourself, to pay attention, be vulnerable, allow yourself to feel those emotions fully, even when it feels uncomfortable, to understand them, and in that way, dissolve them. And you begin to take charge over your life. It's a very powerful practice. It's something that I personally practice in my day-to-day life, and I've seen help so many people in amazing ways. But I think the hardest thing for most people, they hear about it, they go, yes, this can really help me, and then they have trouble creating it as a constant part of their day-to-day life. It's easier still to blame other people, to say they're making me feel like that and I'm not gonna do anything about it, to remain stuck or to feel stuck in life. It's easier to stay there. So I'm making this video hopefully to answer some of your basic questions, to inspire you to really begin to take charge of your life. One of the reasons why I share this information with people, it's truly and honestly so you can begin to take charge of your life. This information that you're hearing even right now, or all the books you can read, they're just words. They're just words, and that is all. They can come in through one ear, out of the other, because ultimately you make the decision of how you want to feel and of your state of being. The only way this information or any information you hear out there can affect your life is if you choose to put it in practice. It takes action. It takes wanting to do it. So I invite you, I'm going to link below a link to one of the videos that I made about guiding you to kind of a meditation to get in touch with your all aspects of yourself and your emotions. And I'm going to be making other videos in the future. And as you watch that, allow yourself to truly get involved in the experience so you can gain something from it. So yes, I have a little list, and also a disclaimer, I have a little kitty running around. So if you hear that, we just have a little kitty. So yes, one of the main questions that I get from people is that they tell me, am I doing this process right? I've learned the technique. I know that I need to go within and feel and breathe through my emotions. Am I doing it right? And the answer to that is yes. There is really no wrong or right way of doing this. But the more that you allow yourself to be affected by whatever it is that it's happening inside of you, and by that meaning feeling it fully, not holding back. It might be a little bit uncomfortable to feel rejection, the rejection you're going through in life right now, or you felt as a kid. It may be hard to feel that loneliness of abandonment, or tap into your fear. But the more that you allow yourself to be vulnerable in that emotion, the better that you will gain the benefit from the practice. So allow your mind to relax. It's really not about a specific, just perfect recipe and you might mess it up. Forgive yourself and allow yourself to just relax into what it is that's happening inside of you. If you truly begin to feel worried, am I doing it right? Observe that anxiety, observe that fear or that guilt that something might go wrong. Allow yourself, once again, to be vulnerable. The other question is, does this really work? Is this really going to create a change in my life? Does it work? And the answer is yes, it does work. Think about it. Your emotions are real. We cannot grab them. I cannot grab, my sadness, but I can feel it. If I'm having an okay day and things are okay, and suddenly I get angry, something inside me shift. Something moved. I felt the change. It's real. So it is not something that just happened and you're just a grumpy person. Well, something happened inside of you. And the only way for you to know what it is to go within there and pay attention. If when people hear a noise at the house in the kitchen or something, most people eventually get up and go and see what it is. They don't just sit there and wonder, well, or just a noise. People, and I know this is just an example. No example is perfect, but just to get the point, we get up to try to see what's going on. Let me look. So with what your emotions and what's happening inside of you, this process is about going there and looking and getting to know what you're going through and understanding yourself at that deeper level. So yes, it does work. Facing those emotions makes them lose that power, that intensity that they have. I always give this example. It's kind of jumping into a cold pool. At the beginning, you put your toes in and it's like, ooh, it's too cold. I don't want to go in there. That's you not wanting to go into your emotions. The moment you jump into the water, it's so intense. It's so cold. It feels overwhelming. That's you truly allowing yourself to be vulnerable and feel those emotions. But then if you stay in that pool long enough, what happens? It starts feeling a little bit warm. I always joke that eventually you tell your friends, come in, it's not that bad. Because yes, it begins to lose that power. Now it's just a pool and it's fun. So with emotions, it's a little bit different, of course, but eventually if you feel, let's say, that fear or that rejection for long enough, it begins to lose that power that it had over you. So yes, it works. I practice it with myself a lot. It's something that I do constantly. One of the things that I could say has truly helped me personally transform my life, and I've seen the life of many people transformed by this. So yes, it does work. The other question, why do I get angry when I think of observing my emotions or when I want to go in there? I feel irritated and I feel angry. This makes sense. There is a part of us that feels disappointed about accepting that we are suffering. Sometimes it's very easy for us to make ourselves believe that, things in life are fine, everything's okay. And we pretend with people, how are you? Oh, good. When inside of you, you're feeling so devastated or sad or rejected by your partner or your husband or wife, or in fear of not having enough money. And you just push it away and pretend it's not there. So the moment you sit down to observe your emotions, you're disappointed to accept, yes, I am suffering. So it's normal if that happens. All you have to do is ask yourself, why am I disappointed? Every time that we feel anger, underneath that anger, what fuels that anger, what pushes it to explode, it's the disappointment. So ask yourself, what am I disappointed about? And just breathe through that. You don't need to change it. The thing, it's about embracing this process. It's just about embracing what you're going through. So embrace that you're disappointed, that a part of you wishes that you were not suffering, and it is okay. And the last question, because I wanted to make this video short, is, okay, I'm getting in touch with my emotions. Now, how do I forgive myself? And I could make a very long video just about that, and maybe I will, but forgiveness happens. Don't force yourself to forgive, but truly allow yourself to accept. So it kind of ties to that other question. Forgiveness happens when we accept the situation for what it is. We stop fighting. We stop wishing that it would have been different. And we accept that that is what we're going through. That is what we are. That is what others did. So forgiveness is a state of being that happens when we sincerely accept the situation and know that we did the best that we could in that situation. And that's mainly when we're talking about self-forgiveness. And forgiveness with other people is about this process. It's all about you and what's going on inside of you. So yes, sometimes we still want to blame another person. You know what? I understand this process, but he made me feel like that. It's his fault. Allowing yourself to understand that as long as the emotion is within you, you are the one that has to work on that emotion, and accept it will help you begin to let go of that blaming and naturally and eventually begin to forgive that person. So yes, I invite you guys to continue to practice this. Continue to become aware of your emotions. If maybe that's the first time you ever hear about this, like I said, I'm going to put the link of that video below. But ultimately, at least any time that you're feeling any emotions within yourself, become aware of your breath and feel that emotion as it's happening, without blocking it, without blaming, without pushing it away, without exaggerating it, just accepting it for what it is. And if you continue to do this, you will begin to feel that pressure within you shift and dissolve and move, and eventually awaken joy and love and feeling a little bit happier here in your life, in whatever it is that you're choosing to do and experience life. So yes, I hope this video is helpful. I want to ask you guys, if you have any question about anything that I've talked about in the past, about anything that you would like me to share, about your experience, please comment below. Please share with me. It's so, for me, so good to hear your questions and to give me an idea a little bit about maybe what I should talk about. But yes, I really hope all of you have a beautiful, beautiful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.